Alright, we just had a glitch with the battery. Now we're back in. As I was saying, that's a sign from 1935. It's a cutout cardboard and framed. Pretty cool piece. We got a Mountie sign, but don't let it fool you. Oh, sorry about the glare. But that's a reproduction. Pretty cool piece. And here's some original paint signs in a perfect circle, porcelain and tin, weigh scale. Really cool. Restored wood stove. It's an oak model. Ashtrays. And yeah, we got some neat neon sign and Coors and some more carnival signs, as well as pretty cool jukebox. No, not a jukebox. Sorry, Bob. What's going on here? Pinball machine. Getting ahead of myself. Bad car badges and oil looster, and there's our security guard sitting on basically a circus car, and we some pictures and prints, and yeah, some nice pieces. Yeah, more prints. We get into the Texaco stuff here, and restored pumps. Yeah, Rose is going to help me out here. Rose, can you plug in that Texaco rotating sign? I think it was in the other room, or did you unplug it there? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Look at that. Well, that spins pretty good. We have a cutout stagecoach sign, wooden horse, John Deere pump, and so this is a number. This is our main gallery. We have stuff in the front room, different signage, all going in the sale. 30s icebox converted into a cabinet. Some really, really cool toys. I think what they call uphill toys, push bar, some vintage badges, original Shelby Ford badges from someone that worked at Ford and filled their lunch bucket. Authentic Ethel Super Test Globe milk body, all original. Yeah. And some really cool toys. We're just going to move around the other side. Restored looster tank. And really cool vintage bingo game with the balls and the cage. And we're just going to move into, restored fire unit being at the fire hall, and little Honda 55. I believe the year on that, 1964. We have a title. We're missing the key. Hasn't run in many years, but it's not seized. The engine does turn over with good compression. There's some really cool restored vintage weigh scales. Nicely done. As well as a Coke box turned into a bar. Original BA pump with all the patina. And as we back up here, another looster tank. We got globes, BA cooler. Once again, you're going to see all this stuff itemized in the run list. Two matching 60s pumps. I believe the era like 62, 64, restored. Nicely done. Reproduction air meter, trash can, I'm just going to walk you over to this cabinet here that got some original Powerine 15-inch lenses. That's an original Wonder Super Test Wonder lens. It's a single, along with Browns and a single Amico and Esso Ethel. That I believe that could possibly be a reproduction. And then we have the Texaco with an original milk body screw base, but I believe those lenses are reproduction. And yeah, let's not forget the Shelby Mustang documents and the paperwork to go along with it. Really cool collector's piece for those that are into Mustangs. The cattle collectors, there's a really cool poster. And so we don't forget there, we've got a really nice Super Test oil sign sitting there, double-sided. Oh, amazing condition. I'd say it's a 9.8. There's one fleck on it there, but again, nice piece. Cactus tire patch sign, original fire chief signs. And as we move in, we're going to see really nice CIL porcelain, fairly large sign in a crate. Rose, can you unplug that? Let's get a good view of that. All new neon with a new transformer. The porcelain's been untouched. The other room there. And yeah. There you go. In a crate, ready to be moved. That's how it was brought here by the consignor. Weigh scale, candy machine. Some really John Deere gas pump, Texaco pumps. Some just phenomenal cardboard Dunlop tires, that poster cardboard framed era, 1930s. Where would you find it? CCM, beautiful, beautiful piece, cardboard advertising, framed, again, 30s, as well as there's a bicycle tire from the 30s Dunlop. Some ad windows for pumps and Pure Pep Globe, original. And we're gonna move into, yeah, back here we got, back up, hot rod diesel. This is a rat rod pump that basically I slapped together. I don't think I've ever sold anything that it wasn't shiny, but this might be one of the first. This was a cool piece, just having fun with a pump that was, you know, kind of beat up and banged, and got it to the bare metal and sprayed it flat black, and someone gave me the idea to have my first rat rod pump. Be great, and somebody, and it lights up. Ice box done up, Fina stuff, milkshake machine there, some Pepsi stuff, air meter, the bits and pieces of an air meter that were just sitting around the shop. We slapped it together. It's a real deal, but there's no mechanism and there's no back part, but mount it on your wall, put a hose on it, and you know, you've got yourself a display air meter. Cool piece to have. Some pedal cars in the sale, and as well as nicely done Bowser 10-gallon Texaco pump. Another speedster pedal car, oil bottles. We have a top that was from a Wayne 77 refabricated, and the metal worker decided to turn it into a hanging bar light with the Texaco globe. It's got the 3 lights in, stick that over your bar. And there's some oil, vintage oil cans. And we're gonna move into weigh scale, recast speed limit sign, pretty cool. And yeah, a little bit of information. When you come into the auction hall, you're going to see the information on the ad on our display board. And nice vintage phone, temporary out of service sign, rare, perfect condition, along with the flange original porcelain bell sign. Moving in this way here, white rose, one-sided plastic, large service station sign. And we have the U-Select candy machines. Now we're still going to put some graphics on these candy machines to finish them off. Due to COVID, it's hard to get some of the suppliers to get stuff sent to us. Things are all kind of messed up and slowed up. There's a double white rose, nicely done. Yeah. And we have a bar. Little story behind this bar. Came from the Manor Hotel in Guelph, Ontario. I believe it's over 100 years old. It was the end cap. I got it in my shop, retroed it, and turned it into a Harley bar. It does come in pieces, so the bottom foot rail or step will come off. It'll fit in a small trailer or a pickup truck. Pretty cool piece. A lot of history behind this bar, as some of you guys might know. And then porcelain washroom sign. Oh, they're going to go back this way here. Jukebox, a little finicky, does work. Really cool Fulton truck front grill rad casing, which I retroed into a clock and detailed it. Just a pretty neat collectible piece. Then we get into the Goodrich porcelain tire, original reproduction Flying A. I would say it's a 36-foot sign, a plastic Supreme muffler, some die-cut signs and globes, and an original Imperial dealer sign that's been repainted. 7-Up cooler. Just that was gutted. It's just basically a cabinet now, but it's an original 7-Up machine. Air meter, the lamp lighter. The drum air meter is a reproduction, really cool piece. It's an identical replica of a real deal. And service station equipment, Imperial pump was restored in our shop. The Texaco correct measure pump was also restored here, and with other Texaco items, as you can see. And we're going to move down the line here. And so we're still working on the graphics on the Looster tank, the Texaco, more coming in. May West pump done in Texaco. Well, you might have seen those items in our previous sale from 2 years ago, and they went to a collector that is now downsizing. So we got a trailer load of stuff off him because he's filling his building up with more cars, and had to downsize on his collectibles to make room. But reassured me that in the future, when he throws up another building, he wanted me to fill it back up again. So you're going to recognize a fair amount of pieces that you've seen before. Don't let that, just so you know, there are guys that are starting to downsize. I don't have any problem taking back something or selling something that we've restored in our shop, because I can stand behind it and know that it was done right. Some really cool coke stuff. We got one of the rarest coke machines that you might find sitting here in our building. We're still got to finish off the striping between the red and white. This is a Cavalier 102, double-sided. A lot of people will say double-sided. We're just going to walk over and I'll show you the opposite side. And yeah, so it was a Cavalier 51 and Coca-Cola in 1954 decided that they were going to do a double-sided Coke machine to vend pop from both sides. And well, there's a story behind it, and if you look online what the story was versus this machine that was only sold in the South or distributed in the South, there's a bit of a story back in the 50s on this rare machine. One of 500. Pretty tough machine to find in today's world. That would be a great piece in anybody's collection. Coca-Cola. Rare. And as you can see, there's other machines and Coke boxes. Really cool office style Cavalier machine there. And then a retro RV fridge from the 50s, working ice cold, stuck on top of a barbecue rolling display, and great for on the deck. A Vendo 44 didn't have a door. We retroed it so it would take a keg. Again, just some cool collectible Coke stuff. And then we're got some really nice vintage Coke signs, Coke button, and some Coke ads. Another 1930s refrigerator converted as Coca-Cola, Vendo 39, Coke button. We're not sure if the Sunoco pump is going to be in the sale, working with that consignor right now. And so we're going to go down. I'm just going to take you for, let's see, we'll walk down the line, I'll start back up. And no, the car is not in the auction. That's my toy for now. So we'll get back here. Now this is our main auction hall. So Chalk Boy sign from the 1920s, amazing condition, a survivor that, you know, has not been broken up or piece of the leg replaced or the head or the fingers. It's all there. Really cool white rose banner of vintage. Mills slot machine. Consignor tells me it works amazing. 1930s. Again, it takes American dimes, works perfect. A couple of pumps here that again, the consignor bought from our sales in Newmarket that we had over the years, and it's back. Beautiful Wayne 60 done in mobile gas. Islander air meter done in red and white. And this pump here, Rapid Dayton clock face, was put together by Glenn Thompson in Ohio. It's in one of the gasoline books. It was done in Standard Oil. I have the picture of this pump when I purchased it in the US many years ago. He passed away. This is a reproduction, I believe one of 3 that he made as a total replica and showcase pump. Very unique. I think if it was an original, we'd be $45,000-$45,000 for an original. This is a replica, done very nice, and it's in the sale. One of the key pumps in the sale would be the Wayne Figure 8 Cornelius Vielander from just I believe just south of Owen Sound. This was in his sale. He passed away. I purchased it at a sale and revived it. Again, extremely rare and done to the nines. Milk body, wide globes with the mobile gas, beautiful brass nozzles. We paint everything in our acrylic urethane, and awesome Imperial 3-star tin sign, authentic 1920s, another survivor. And we're going to get into vulcanizer. When have you seen a vulcanizer twin with a wide body base? Because in 35 years I've only seen one, and that's a fellow that I know in London area. And then I saw this one, all rusted up, owned by a gentleman named Dennis, passed away, and I managed to win it at auction and revived it. It's a Model 200. Now, vulcanizer made double pumps with the pump on the right with the round base, round cylinder, round neck with two twin jars. This pump with the early vulcanizer 200 model is almost a replica of the service station equipment pumps, and we're not sure if the reason they switched over, if there was something to do with patenting rights, but there was definitely something to do, because there, again, not too many people have seen or heard of the vulcanizer oval base 200 series, and we have one. We have the original ID tag to go with this pump as well. Highly sought after for the heavy pump collectors. Vintage Apple coin machine, not too much history on it, dated probably 1924. It's been restored and nicely done. It vends apples. Not all of the mechanism is there, but a fair bit. Again, very little literature on this 5-cent Apple machine from the mid-1920s. We get into the Red Indian collection, oil rack and a air meter lamp lighter, curb pumps, and a triple tank, and a 10-gallon service station equipment double, or single pump. We also have a double going in the sale, which is nicely done. Parts were chrome plated on this pump, the pipes and the elbows, the ball, center ball cap. Beautiful jars on this pump, Red Indian globes, and there's some Red Indian oil tanks, greasers, lubrication service sign, porcelain original. Now the Indian service station heads, sorry about that, they're reproductions of originals. And let's get this camera going here. Sorry guys. I'm running this camera with the battery charger and a 40-foot long cord, and Rose is following me, and she's laughing because my pants are falling down, my belt's not tight. An original Oldsmobile dealer sign, still in the crate. Again, a 9-point something sign, double-sided, beautiful piece, also in the sale. As well as road service station sign, a Seaberg sign, gasoline sign, Miller tires, Shell sign, and hang on, Rose, we'll light that in a minute when I tell you. And this pump here, another extremely rare double, is a Wayne 777, and it was also bought from a gentleman, his name was Dennis, that had the Super Test double. This pump is single globe on a single top, over top of the jars. Very well done, and again, extremely hard to find. Comes with the original ID tag. Double Lubster tank to match the collection. Some Lubster kerosene pumps. Wayne 332 curb pump. Original Gilbarco air meter. We have a Oldsmobile service sign. And we have the Shell 1950s pump, which I had done back in the 1990s, and it ended up in a collection with 2 different owners and now back in my sale. But that pump was bought at the RM sale back in 1990, believe it or not. And it still looks as good as it was done back in 1990. It was kind of deja vu when it came to me to put in my sale. It's like, wow. It's a survivor, and it's survived very well. Beautiful condition. And then now, the feature piece of the BK SuperAuction, and an extremely amazing find. Double-sided porcelain Chevrolet Oldsmobile mild May motor sign was taken down in 1968. This sign was laid on a pallet, neon busted, put behind a tractor dealer in mild May, sat there for almost 50 odd more years, filled up with pine cones, chestnut caps or whatever. It was a house for the chipmunks and squirrels, just loaded. It came up for sale. I managed to get my hands on it and have restored it. Now this sign has not been touched with paint in any way or form on the porcelain. It's been clear coated, but it has the patina. There is not a lot of patina on the sign itself. It's a 5-piece sign, and let me explain. The red shield is 3 separate individual pieces. The Chevrolet diamond is the individual piece that bolts on, same as the Oldsmobile. All these pieces were dismantled, cleaned, and the can was cleaned as well, detailed and painted in a satin finish. That was the can to give it its vintage look. All new transformers, all new neon. The mild May sign was done the same. It's one of a kind. This is a double-sided, beautiful Chevrolet Olds sign. We've built the crate that sits below it to house the Chevrolet Olds sign. It can be shipped anywhere in the world once it's bolted back in the crate and boarded up. So that's not a problem, and it's a phenomenal piece of Canadian history. Just an icon. The dealership went out in, I believe, 1968. I don't know how old the sign is. I would presume it's from the 30s, possibly 40s, but it is impeccable. Rose, hit it. And it just pops. It is probably one of the most unique pieces I've ever come across in the sign world. And it's here, up for auction in the BK SuperAuction. Don't miss this piece. It's an opportunity that doesn't come very often. Well, folks, I want to thank you for joining us on the BK SuperAuction tour. Any questions, contact me and I'll try to help you out. If there's items that are bought here and need to be left here for weeks or months. I have the space, I have the time. I want you to understand that this is my auction hall, and there's no problem with making arrangements. I can crate stuff, I can ship it, and I don't gouge my customers for doing that. I just want to thank you for looking at our collection, and hope you'll join us either live or online. Thanks very much. Have a great day.